Hello, I'm Paul here. Today I'm going to go over a strategy towards a stock. Now, with the broker that I'm using on the Forex, because I can no longer trade Forex anymore because the broker that I'm using is shutting down. So I'm shifting back into Robinhood. And after studying charts for a while, as I come back into Robinhood, there's a specific stock that I'm focusing on. It's not really the S&P, and a lot of people that first come in to wanting to trade on Robinhood, a lot of the stocks that they'll do options with is probably the S&P. And I did that in the beginning, but after evaluating a lot of the assets that are on there, I've come to the conclusion that the best stock really to trade is the companies that are a part of the S&P, not the S&P. I'll go back and I'll trade the S&P as like the second choice, but there's stocks that I'll put in front of it when I want to do options with it. And the stock that I found is trading Wal-Mart stock. And if you go in there and we'll look at the stock, and I'll give you a strategy, and I've talked about that in a previous video on why I choose that one. But basically the stock, it doesn't move as volatile as like the S&P does. So you can easily, what you want to do is have a goal of hitting $1 a week. So trade the Walmart stock and get to $1 a week. Now you can do more than that if you want, but the goal here is to catch a $1 difference every single week trading Walmart stock. So whether that's through one trade or two, if it takes two trades to do that, then it takes two trades to do that. But as long as it within that same week. So you want to find $1 a week, and once you do that, you can start slowly scale up the balance. So real quickly, I'm going to go over it and how to find it and how to scale up. Okay, so I'm not going to go a lot into Walmart, and basically I've made a video on it really where I really go into it. But basically, if you look at Walmart on a weekly, you can get a general idea on how much it moves per week. It started here and ended into here in the last week. So we really looked at about, in the last week, it moved about $4. So it's a good one to pick because usually if you get within that range of the week, so if you got your trades anywhere in here, and you found that dollar difference, now you can zoom in through the week. But if you've got $1 within here in 1 week, you would have made $100. $100 for one contract, and so on if you scale it up. But basically, you can see that if you get within the range of these candles every week, you can make 100 to anywhere to where you could scale it up. So basically, what you do is you want to look at it on the week. You want to find the top part of it, and then the top part of the wick and the bottom part of the wick, and you want to get within that range within a week, because you can buy week contracts. So that's what I look for. I try to find at least $1 a week. Now we can see this is very easy to find. If we go to options here, and it's currently Sunday, so the market's not open, but you can buy week contracts. You can buy up, now today when I'm filming this video, it is the 8th. So you could buy your contracts till the 13th. You can buy them a week out. So that's the 13th. So you can buy your contracts till the end of the week. You can either set it and forget it, or you can zoom in a little closer and you can go in on the hour here. The goal here, like I said, is to make $1 a week. Find it with the Walmart stock. Now If you go in the weekly, you see how much it moves. Now, with an account, so if I do it on a week, let's say I did a call, and you want to get as close to the dot as possible, but you basically want to catch a dollar move. So basically from your break-even point at this point is $98, so you would have to catch a $99, or you would have to scalp it throughout the week. But either way, that's really what you want to find, a dollar difference. So I'm just using this as an example here. $500 for one contract, and once you have enough, once you have about 1,000, you can do 2 contracts. Now with 2 contracts, you're basically going to have the same goal, and you're going to try and find a dollar a week. That's all you're trying to do when you're trading this, is try to find a dollar a week. So the same formula that you did when you made 100 is going to make you 200. So if you focus on $1 difference from the break-even point, which is 98.35, so we want to look at 99.35. So you'll make about 200. So do the math. So that was 2 contracts. So 2 contracts would cost you about $1,000 on right there. So if you want to do 3 contracts will make you 300 a week. And 3 contracts on average, let's see, that will be about 1,600 right there. And if you want to go to 4 contracts, 4 contracts will get you so about a $2,000 balance. You'll get 4 contracts. 4 contracts will get you, if you find that $1 through the week, you want to go to 99, and the same formula will make you 400. And then once you get to 5 here, which right now this would be around $2,600, and 5 contracts will basically give you that same formula that you did it for one contract that make 100 is going to make you 500. So you could easily scale this up. So let's just real quickly look at what happens after 10 contracts. That same move, could you find that 99, will make you 1,000. So at 10 contracts, you'll be making 1,000 a week, which is basically, if you can pull that off, that's it's about 52,000 a year if you can pull that off every week. Well, let's, for the sake, let's see what happens if you do 100 contracts. Now, 100 contracts will cost roughly about 53,000, and all you're still doing is you're just finding that $1 every single week. And if you try to find that $1 right about here, you'll be looking at, I think it's around 10,000. So 100 contracts, which would cost 53. Yeah, so right about here. So 100 contracts, finding that $1 difference will get you $10,000 a week just by trading Walmart stock. So what you really have to do is find your own trading formula, but you just basically have to find $1 a week. Now what I've been doing the last couple of weeks with Walmart is I've been looking at this on the weekly, and I've been looking at the patterns, and I've been just trying to let it ride and let it sit for a week without really looking at it, without really zooming in on it. I let it ride for a week and just see what happens. And you really don't want to do that. You want to get in a little bit closer. Remember, all you need is $1 a week. So if you zoom in here, you can go to your hour, and you could probably get more accurate results if you focus more on the hour or the 15. Like, there's a couple spots right here that I can see. Like, here's a trend line right here. We could see that it started here, touched here, so you could have actually entered. you could have entered like right here, you could have entered here and exited here, and you would have found that dollar right there. So you could find that dollar if you look at this on the hour. You can find that dollar in one day. You just have to go. You have to zoom in a little bit more on the charts, but it's very easy to find a $1 difference within 1 week. So anyway, that's what I do. So what I do is I trade Walmart and I find that dollar. And if I have any left in gains, I'll then go to something. I'll use the gains, and then I'll use that for like the S&P 500, and I'll trade the S&P. But Walmart is the first one that I look at because it's easily scalable, and you're easily able to find that $1 difference. You find that $1 difference, and you just scale up your contracts. Yeah, you'll slowly start to compound your money because it's very easy. It's very easy to find that dollar. So the goal of this strategy is to zoom in really on the Walmart stock and find that $1 a week. Start with one contract, and once you get a good idea of how much it moves on a weekly, zoom in on the hour or the 15-minute for more intraday results. Now, that's what I've done in the last 2 weeks is I basically just wrote it out for a week to see what would happen. But basically, you still want to zoom in on this. You want to use your hour and your 15-minute to find that dollar, to zoom in a little bit more closer, use strategies, and you want to find 50 cents to $1 a week. Sometimes you might be able to find that per day. But once you start making that, your goal here is to slowly scale up your contracts. And once you do that, once you get a little bit of gains from Walmart stock, you can then take those gains and do other stocks, like trade S&P with that. So, but this is a very scalable, because the one thing I like about this is if you start with like a $400, $500 balance, and this is probably the most important thing. If you're starting with like a $300 trade or whatever, you would literally have to go down $3 in the opposite direction for you to lose all that. So with Walmart stock, it's less likely to hit those numbers because it moves very slowly, but you can very easily catch those 50 cent to $1 moves per week. Anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.